So I wasn't looking for politics when politics came looking for me. I was running my business and just trying to survive. And we had a huge workers' comp crisis in 2002. Not just me, but every business in the state of California. And I had worked with then Assembly member Kevin McCarthy, who's now our congressman, on workers' comp reform. We had gathered signatures for a ballot measure, and we were able to pass landmark legislation for workers' comp reform when Kevin was the Assembly member. And so a couple years go by, and Kevin and I had stayed in contact. And I was sitting at Mexicali eating dinner with my family, my daughters, and my phone rang. It was Kevin, and he said, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Eating dinner at Mexicali." And he goes, "No, really, what are you doing?" I go, "Eating dinner at Mexicali." And he goes, "No, for the next 6 years." And I'm like, "No way." So, anyways, finished dinner, went home, talked to my husband, and I said, "Oh, Kevin called," and my husband goes, "Wow, babe, that may not be a bad idea. You're a job creator. You understand what affects business, what affects jobs. You go on missions trips, Zimbabwe, Africa. The business is used to you being gone. This might be a good thing for you." So we prayed and fasted over it for 21 days, and then we felt like we should run, and so we did, and we won by a very high amount. I don't remember the first amount, but we won significantly. And so I've been serving this area, the Kern County area, the Fraser Mountain community, for the last 5 years.
Okay. So, now that you are a politician and with that a leader for the people, what is the most inspiring people for you? Just spontaneous, who comes to your mind?
The disability community.
The disability.
The reason why is because I was actually punished, and I was put on a different committee. In Sacramento, if you don't know what they want you to do, then they punish you. So they put me on this disability committee, and it ended up not being a punishment. I fell in love with a group of people that the state, under the Latterman Act, has not only an obligation financially, but a moral obligation to take care of people that truly can't take care of themselves in the disadvantaged or the disability community. Welfare, you can get a job. I have almost zero sympathy for that kind of situation. But the disability community really touched my heart, and they are so passionate, and they care so much. And the same with the veterans. The veterans come up, and they just don't understand why they're passing laws that hurt our country the way it does, and they're so passionate and so involved. And so in this job, I have the great opportunity to meet a lot of people that care deeply about this country and that deeply want to see things changed.
Okay, also a little bit about, what inspires you. What is the most inspiring movies you ever saw, you ever remember?
Oh, so I just recently watched one with my daughter, and we were bawling on the couch. It was called The Fault in My Stars, and it was about two young kids that had cancer. And the other one was God's Not Dead. I just watched War Room, which I thought was phenomenal because War Room.
Okay. Yeah,
So War Room is just about being on your knees in prayer and like going to war on your knees and letting God fight the battle for you. So I thought that was a really good movie that I recently watched. And so those are the few that I watched recently that really inspired me.
So going from inspiring to kind of the opposite, what do you feel is wrong with our world today as a politician or as an individual?
So I think that we've gotten away from traditional values and family values. I think that single family homes, although I appreciate all the hard work that single moms and single dads provide, and I know that a lot of times it's not their fault, but there are more kids in foster care, more people on unemployment, and more people on welfare or public assistance than ever before, and I think that is really, really sad. And I think that the way to get out of that is to create jobs, not the government, but to open up the roadway per se for business owners to thrive and be able to create jobs so that people have an opportunity to succeed. Like I said earlier, I own a business, and it's absolutely positively my pleasure to be able to give someone a job, because I think a job with a paycheck gets you out of poverty. And so I really do think that we need to address some of the situations that we have now from the state level. On the world level, I guess there's a lot of things, ISIS and other things like that. And but on the state level, I think it's economics. We need to look at job creation, and not the state, but the private business enterprise needs to be allowed to do what they do best and create jobs.
What would you do, in jobs creation, or no? The better question is, let's say you are the emperor of Kern County. In Kern County, unfortunately, we have a lot of poverty, we have a lot of unemployment for a large variety of reasons, probably. So if you would be the emperor of Kern County, what would you do to bring Kern County to a better level?
So if I was the emperor of Kern County, I think the only thing wrong with Kern County is that we're surrounded by the rest of California. Or the Central Valley is surrounded by California. So I think that what I would do if I could just wave a magic wand is I would eliminate the Private Attorney General Act, which creates a lot of litigation for employers that's not necessary. Thousands upon thousands of people lose their job because of the Private Attorney General Act and businesses going out of business. So I'd eliminate that because that's just frivolous and silly, and it's only for the trial lawyers. And that would create jobs automatically. I would put Kern County in a position to where there wasn't so heavy litigation. Even the state of California is labeled as the litigation hellhole and has from Business Magazine for the last, I think, 4 years. So I'd eliminate a lot of the litigation problems that we have. We in Kern County are already doing the biggest EIR to not go around CEQA, the Environmental Impact Report. So for the oil industry. So Lorelei at the county level is working on the largest EIR that's ever been done in the state of California, and that will help the oil industry get permits for drilling in 7 days versus waiting years and years with uncertainty. So it creates certainty, which will bring back a lot of jobs in the oil industry because they'll have certainty. So I think the way that Kern County addresses some of its issues, especially like on a global basis, when I say global around the county, on a county-wide basis, I think that the people in charge of the county are doing a really good job with that. But if I was emperor for the day, I would definitely eliminate the litigation that businesses face, a large portion of it. If you're a bad business and you're treating your employees wrong, then that needs to be taken care of immediately and you should be litigated. But it's the frivolous things that cause employees to lose their jobs, and we don't need one more person to lose their job.